Hello, my name is Walter Wimberly, and I'm an assistant professor of computer science. And in this YouTube series, I'm answering some common questions that either people who are considering computer science or people who are new to computer science might have about the program. Now, one of the most common questions I get is, why am I taking all this math? And a lot of computer science programs are very, very heavy in math. And do they need to be? Well, the question is very complicated, and there are a lot of entrenched ideas in that. And I know exactly where I fit, but I'm going to tell you why we have so many math classes and why you need them. Now, I'm going to say that knowing that we've actually recently pulled some of the math courses out of our own computer science program where I teach. And that was because we found that they weren't necessarily needed in those cases. But we still do have things like calculus 1 and 2. We still have things like linear algebra and statistics. And you might be going, well, why am I taking all these math courses? I'm not a mathematician. I'm not in engineering where I need to know this. Am I? Well, the reason why so many CS programs have a lot of math goes back to how they were created back in the 70s and 80s, where computer science was very much an applied mathematical program. In fact, a lot of times your CS and math programs were a joint college or a joint department at that university or college. And so you're looking at going, well, okay, but is that necessarily the case now? And yes, some of it is for historical reasons still linked intrinsically. In my own case, I didn't realize as an undergraduate why I needed the math until I was done with all my math courses and getting ready to graduate. And a lot of those math courses are very good at helping you break down large complex problems into smaller problems. And that is an intrinsic skill that any software developer, whether it's working on new ideas that we've never worked before or other things that we use commonly but still have large problems out there and need to solve. We need to take large problems and break them down into small problems that we can solve. And sometimes when we break a problem down, it's still too big to solve. We have to break it down further and further and further, refining that process. Now, a lot of CS programs, especially in the undergraduate level, you don't have to understand as much of the mathematical concepts behind it because it's more about applying the theories that we've learned over the years and learning how we can use them going forward. So I need to understand the theory, I need to be able to use it. When you get into graduate school, and if you're thinking about graduate school, you will probably want to take some additional math courses because now you're going to be working with things that aren't necessarily set, things we're still learning about and applying. As an undergraduate, you're not going to necessarily come up with a better way to sort a series of information. You're not going to come up with a brand new breaking AI program. However, in grad school, the opposite is true. You're much more likely to develop something that's never been done, never been seen before, or in some cases even disprove something that has been done before. And so understanding those mathematical concepts is even more important. So depending upon where you want to stop, do I want to stop as an undergraduate or as a graduate student? Depends upon how much math you really, in all honesty, need. Now, like I said, even though we took out some math, you're still taking lots of math courses because you need to think about and realize, how do I take large problem sets and break them down to smaller pieces? And as a CS student, I want you to think about that. That way it's much more practical to you because that is a lot of what we do, especially at an undergraduate level. So, are you going to see a lot of math courses? Yes. Do they directly apply? Sometimes. Do I have to be a great math student? No. I'm saying this as someone who had a solid B- average in calculus, and there were some classes I didn't take, Discrete mathematics kicked my own butt, I'm going to be honest. It was a challenge for me. A lot of things that are worth doing, though, are challenging. You have to apply yourself, and if you can do that, you can be successful, not just in computer science, but in anything. So don't be afraid of it because there's some math involved. Figure out what you got to know to be able to do it, whether it's working with tutors, going to a tutoring lab, doing some extra homework assignments, and knowing about what is your end goal. And you can still be successful, even if you're not the very best math student out there.